The first thing I want all of you to recognize is that there is a direct difference between denotation and connotation. This is not English class. I'm doing this for a reason. Denotation is when you look up the word in Webster's dictionary. And when you see the entry of the word and its meaning, please understand that that is the denotation of the word. Now, the other side, the denotation, is what is called connotation, which has nothing and could have nothing to do with the applied, have nothing to do with the printed meaning. It has to do with what is implied in its meaning and its morph, in its form. So that then, now that you have that understanding, I want to talk about the connotation of the word weep. Weep. Now, I'm sure that all of us are acquainted with the premise of weeping. But did you know that there is a direct difference, a strong dichotomy between weeping and crying? Help me. Touch your neighbor. Falling asleep on me. Touch your neighbor. Tell your neighbor there's a difference between weeping and crying. Please understand that every cry is not a weep and every weep is not a cry. I dare say that all weeps were prereferenced by a cry. Because a cry is that certain outburst of emotion that because of an internal convulsion, there is an external expression. I cry immediately because something hurt me, something I did not anticipate, something in which I did not foresee. And when that pain arises, I cry. And it doesn't have to necessarily be negative. It could be positive. But still understand that to cry implies an immediate response to some high apexing emotion. So then, and how is cry different from weep? You see, cry, while cry may be in prerequisite, cry don't last long. Help me touch 3 people. I'm going somewhere and tell them cry don't last long. Now, you, my brothers and my sisters, you may have a certain outburst and you may identify that outburst as a cry, but please understand that a cry has tenure. Because soon after the cry wears out, then comes in weeping. All right. Immediate cry, longevity, weep. So immediately, my brothers and my sisters, we are talking about something that hovers under the pavilion of longevity. Of course, my brothers and my sisters, how many of you have ever had pain? When it first came, you cried, but even after you cried, the desire to cry continued, but you had no more tears to cry, then you moved into weeping. Okay, all right. Have you ever cried so long until you couldn't cry no more, but yet the desire to cry was still there? And whenever you talk about the desire to cry, but you do not have the apparatus to support your desire, then you move into weeping.